Welcome back to another episode of Cooking Like It's 1999. Today we'll be doing pierogies from scratch, a very easy recipe. We're going to take you step by step. In front of you here, you see the ingredients that we'll be using. We'll be using russet potatoes, yellow onion, cheddar cheese, old cheddar cheese, sour cream, salt, and flour. And of course, Koopa sausage when we get everything fried up. And as you can see, we are on the step of chopping the onions. We're doing approximately a half onion, and you really want to get it nice and fine, small pieces. And we use yellow onion because it's a little more tasteful, a little stronger, so that you don't lose it when you saute it. You don't have to be bang on with the sizes. Next, we'll move on to the potatoes. Moving on to the potatoes now. They've been peeled and washed. As you can see from our last little bit of footage, we minced the onions up really fine. I had to do it quite quick because of the tear factor. Now, we're going to chop them up in pieces like this and boil them. We have around 5 russet potatoes that we're going to use. That should do us very well. That should make quite the feed. At this time here too, I'd like to shout out to my son that got me this awesome camera stand. Feeling pretty professional right now. Hands free. Check this out, Jacob. It's that easy. Anywho, we're going to continue chopping all 5. We'll get them on to boil. We'll move on to the next steps. Okay, as you can see, we have all the fillings for our pierogi, all the ingredients for the filling of our pierogies right here. We have our cheese, which is grated, our finely minced onion, our potatoes filled with water. Now we rinsed our potatoes because we want to get rid of as much starch as we can. So I highly recommend this, and I added salt to keep the foaming down. Also, the rinsing will keep the foaming down as well, so you don't get boiling, your water won't boil over. And also we had green onion in the fridge, so we're going to use that as well. Your choice. Like I said in all my videos, you use your imagination, play with the recipe. This is what we're using. So here we go, on to the next step. Okay, now we're moving on to the dough, a very simple recipe. We are going to use 2 cups of flour, like so. Okay, we got our 2 cups of flour. Now, we are going to use 2 cups of sour cream, but for this, we are only going to do 1 3/4 cups just to see what the consistency is of the dough. So here we go. Like I said, we're using 14% milk fat. I don't think you want to use light. I think it's way too watery and less flavor. So there's our 1/3 cup. That's 1.5 cups. Just enough, so it looks like the medium container is not quite enough for the full 2 cups, so that's what we'll add extra. So that will be 1 cup, 1 3/4 cup. So that is pretty gooey. So what we're going to do, bear with me. Grab a fork to get this going. And also once we start getting it mixed, we're going to put 1 teaspoon of salt in it. There we go. Okay, so after mixing everything together, you will need 2 cups of sour cream. It was just way too dry. We added approximately a half a teaspoon of salt. I think that's going to be plenty. Then we mixed it up. We put the flour down on our cupboard so it doesn't stick. And actually, we got a really nice consistency. So now we're going to knead it, get all the air out of it. Make sure you're nicely floured up so you're not getting all the dough on your hands like I am. Not too much flour though, because you don't want to dry it out. And not too much kneading because it'll get tough. So we are moving on to the rolling now. Right after I clean my hands off. So here we go. We're just going to take a small little transitional break, and we'll be right back. Now we're just rolling out our dough with our non-stick rolling pin that we had to run to Walmart for. So that was awesome. So we want to get it all the same thickness. Take your time. Add flour as you need it to keep it from sticking. It's looking really good. Actually, it's looking quite nice. Don't worry, nothing we can't fix. Okay, we're looking good. It looks the same all the way around. My helper, you can't see her. She has an eye like a squirrel. She can really tell things that she can see things I can't. And I wish I could tell you why she can, but I can't. It's a secret. Can't let her true identity be revealed on YouTube. Okay. Next step is just going to be cutting them out. We'll find a glass and then we'll start cutting and stuffing. Okay. Here we are. Potatoes are boiled. They're at a perfect, you poke them with a fork, they go in nice and easy, you don't want them too soft. And here we go, nice and hot. We're going to add some cheddar cheese. We're going to add a handful of onions. And we'll put all the green onions in. And I use cream, nice and thick. And we're going to put it back on the heat, and we're going to mash. Yeah, I'm putting it back on the heat because you want some of that moisture to evaporate, and of course you want the cheese to melt. So I think that is it for the cream that I'm going to put in. It's a nice consistency actually, and as you can see, we need more cheese. Put it all in, so you can kind of judge the size of the bowl I used on how much cheese you want, and then onion, the rest of the onion. Here we go. And now, after we're done mashing, we're going to want the potatoes to cool, of course, so you can handle it and it doesn't do anything to your dough. Get that orange all the way through the potato. Get that nice orange consistency all the way through. So we're going to continue mashing. Let's see here. Yeah, perfect. So a little more. Like I said, we'll let it cool, and we'll go on to the next stage. So here we are. We have our dough rolled out. We have a couple made. So as you can see, you're going to cut them with a glass, roughly this size. You're going to choose your own glass in your cupboard, not too big, not too small. Kind of stretch it out a hair like this in the hand. Grab your potato and cheese. You're going to get a zoom up on how good that turned out. Then you put your thumb in the middle, nice little ball. You don't want to get the potato between the dough. And you're going to pinch it like so, all the way around. Make sure it's a nice seal. And if you need to, just water your fingers. Not too much like I did. And pinch it all around, and there you have it. Very nice. And just continue the process. Now when you get all your you get all your rounds for your pierogies, redo the dough. You can basically do it until you're getting 1 or 2 pierogies out of it. So you use it all up and continue the process. Okay, so we have some beautifully pinched pierogies. We have the water, as you can see, we brought it to a boil and then I turned it down. So it's just a very light boil. That is even a little too rough, but the water will cool when we put the pierogies in. Just nicely drop them in. I don't do too many. I don't want them to stick. Okay, keep an eye on that. So then we grab our awesome spoon. I'm going to show you this. Picked this up today. Beautiful. You just want to touch them because you don't want them to stick to the bottom. Feel free to fluctuate the heat. So I got it on 6. I'm just going to turn it to 8 just so we can keep a constant, nice boil. Also, we are using a lasagna pan over this way, right here. Butter. You're going to want lots of butter because you do not want them to stick. So every time you put pierogies in, coat the bottom with butter, then butter on top, and then butter on the next ones. And just continue the process. Okay, so we brought our water down to a very minimal boil. You can see that they have come to the surface and they're floating. So they are done. Put them in. Our pan, you can see the amount of butter in there, and I know it looks like a lot of butter, but trust me, do not skimp on the butter because they will stick together. So then we do this, we put down our scooper, come over to our butter pot. As you can see, I have a butter pot going. So about 1/2 pound of butter in there. Don't worry, you'll use it all. And there we go. So just keep repeating, make sure you butter, get them in the pan, and that's what they should look like. So here we are, coming down to the final steps. Here I have my onions and kubasa in butter. Not quite frying yet, but it will. My wife, she likes bacon and onion on hers, so you can see that's turned out pretty nice. And over here, oh yeah, check that out. Didn't lose one pierogi. They look great. I might have sampled one, and it is fantastic. Here we go. See? Always a use for the butter left over. Get that in the pan. We can turn that down a hair, a little bit. That's okay. Now we're going to take our pierogies. We have our kubasa, onions, bacon and onions, all ready to go. Now, a lot of people don't fry their pierogies, but I highly recommend frying the pierogies. So we're going to fry them in butter. Then we're going to plate them up, put our toppings on, get a nice golden crisp going on, and trust me, this is what you want to do. There you go. Okay, now it's time for the brew segment of Cooking Like It's 1999. As you can see, it's Remembrance Day. I'm wearing a Never Forget shirt, and just, I don't know, got to pay tribute to the soldiers that died for our freedoms. So I'd like to take a moment right now to thank them. Now, on to the brew. We have Phillips. It's from the Phillips Brewing Company. It's called Fresh Hop IPA. Now this beer here, the hops do not come to the brewery dried. They come fresh. First time having this. Like most of the brews I, bring to this segment. So there we go. A little sniff. Very hoppy. Let's take a look. There we go. Nice cloudy. Not bad. Actually, not bad at all. Quite clear. Here we go. Citrusy. They're claiming very hoppy. It is very hoppy, but maybe it's because the hops come to the brewery dry, or fresh, I should say, that this beer is absolutely refreshing. It's very smooth for an IPA, very smooth. You get all the flavors. Yeah, you're getting a lot there. So I highly recommend this. It's by the Phillips Brewing Company out of Victoria, British Columbia. You have a chance to pick this up. I'm going to show you the can. The can is really cool. There you go. Anywho, that's a beer segment. The pierogies are turning out absolutely phenomenal. As we speak right now, they're frying up. I might have snuck one like I said earlier. They're terrific. They're good. We'll see in a bit. Finished product, fried pierogies, bacon and onions, sour cream, salt and pepper.